Grand afternoon, everyone. It is Tuesday, October 14th, 2025, and we have some major breaking news recently. This is definitely a major part of it right here. Let me see my audio, it's not showing. I don't even know if this got on. Let's see. Gotta check my audio real quick, but as you can see there, gold has reached over $4,000 an ounce. At one point it was, I believe, 41.79 when I just looked. 41.79. $4,179 for an ounce of gold. Oh, there it is, 41.50 again. It's about the average for today, 41.50. Silver is $51 right now. $51 an ounce for silver. That's crazy. This is insane news. And there it is. $41.79 earlier. It's been averaging right there, the $4,150 today. So this is crazy. Gold is past $4,000 now. We're approaching that $5,000 apocalyptic mark. This is pretty much there too. This is got a lot of insane news to cover here today. Let's see, is this going to cooperate now? Not yet. Insane news that gold is over $4,000 an ounce. So continuing on with the news, we have this here. Israel is actually preparing for full-scale war with Iran. It is likely that war will be started very soon, more like continued very soon after that ceasefire they've had for a while. I don't know why this is not cooperating. I need to really check my audio. This is initially a live stream recording that is posted to the YouTube channel. Ceasefire they've had for a while. Okay, the audio's all right. There's quite a few bugs with YouTube. Bugs, censorship, quite a bit of that with YouTube. They are getting better with it now. They have, YouTube has pretty much gotten sued for all the censorship they've done in the past recently. Just taking a sip of water there. We're going to continue on with this news. We got a whole lot of Code Black news to cover here today. So Russia's Apocalypse Radio, it's a doomsday frequency. UVB-76 has been reactivated. The radio broadcast included a coded message. Definitely not going to try to read that. Some of it is in, I believe that's Cyrillic. It's a weird name. It's in Russian. Very difficult language Russian is. Continuing on with the news. So, Trump did not win the Nobel Peace Prize recently. Most people know this now. This was some days ago. I wanted to come on here sometime this weekend, got very busy working. This is not my main job currently. So, Maria Corina Machado has won the Nobel Peace Prize for 2025. There's quite a few reasons for that. This guy explained a lot of it, but here's the actual announcement for Maria Corina Machado, the opposition leader in Venezuela. She is the political opposition leader in Venezuela that is against Nicolas Maduro, the socialist dictator over there.
Peace Prize for 2025. Brave and committed. The Nobel Peace Prize for 2025 goes to a brave and committed champion of peace, to a woman who keeps the flame of democracy burning amidst a growing darkness. The Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the Nobel Peace Prize for 2025 to Maria Corina Machado. She is receiving the Nobel Peace Prize for her tireless work promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela.
So there we have it. Maria Corina Machado has won the Nobel Peace Prize. Awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for 2025. She is actually in hiding in Venezuela. She's not out in the open anywhere. She's been in hiding for a long time in Venezuela. Shortly after that, very shortly after that, we had the Venezuelan leader, Maduro, the socialist dictator. He actually instructed the Venezuelan military to be prepared for an imminent attack from the US. We certainly know now, after all the staging, that the US will be invading Venezuela by land. I believe Trump himself has said that the US will be going into Venezuela even by land. So the US attack, the US invasion on Venezuela to destroy the cartels and remove Nicolas Maduro, the socialist dictator there, is very imminent for sure. I definitely agree with that. I expect that to be maybe later this week. I don't know if it's going to go beyond this week for the time for the invasion. It gives Venezuela way too much time to prepare. They can't give Venezuela time to prepare and set up defenses and fortifications to stop some of the Marines landing there and putting up air defenses for the fighter jets. It's going to be very intense. Now, this is very interesting. I saw this recently. So Hamas has now started fighting against Gazan clans that oppose their rule. The fighting is taking place in the areas where the Israeli army has withdrawn from ahead of the hostage release. There's apparently now a civil war in Gaza. We have a potential total civil war in Gaza, which this Gaza should be run by those clans, the people of Gaza, not the terrorist group Hamas. So you could see there that some of the people in Gaza, these members, I suppose, of these Gazan clans, are recorded firing at Hamas and taking some kind of cover there against a wall. Yeah, there's definitely not much cover here. It's mostly a wall on the side of a building that they're taking cover. So we have a possible entire civil war going on in Gaza, in Palestine. This is some of the most major of the breaking news that I have here. I believe I have some others. I'll have to look real quick. But we'll definitely start with this. Putin says if the West supports Ukraine with long-range missiles against Russia, there will be World War III. I've also seen a report saying that if those Tomahawk missiles are given to Ukraine for long-range strikes, Russia will attack American cities in retaliation. So Putin is very much so choosing the path of war. That's just how that goes most of the time. If there's to be peace, there has to be first war. If you want peace, prepare for war. And we also have more intelligence, more reports saying that even the Institute for the Study of War is now warning that Russia is already preparing for war with NATO and may strike sooner than Western intelligence agencies have expected. So Russia is going to attack NATO pretty soon. That's very confirmed. And it's pretty insane that Russia's actually openly threatening U.S. cities of all places, not just military bases, U.S. cities with retaliatory strikes. I believe President Trump is supposed to be meeting President Zelensky Friday. I believe he invited President Zelensky of Ukraine to the White House for Friday. We also have President Trump went to the Middle East shortly on the same day of the hostage release. He was there. He did some speeches. I believe he even went to Egypt. Absolutely crazy news we have here. China is now saying that it will fight to the end if the U.S. seeks a trade war. China is saying that they will, quote, fight to the end if the U.S. seeks a trade war. But they're also adding balance to their statement, saying that its door remains open for negotiations. Very strange, the Chinese government. Chinese people are great, amazing people, some of the best people in the world, one of the best cultures. Definitely rivals Japanese and Japan. Very strange. Very open. We have open East versus West activity going on these days. Yeah, I believe that's confirmed. It might even be confirmed. President Trump and President Zelensky are supposed to meet at the White House on Friday to talk about Tomahawk missiles for Ukraine to use to strike deep inside Russia, military targets in their oil and gas industry within the country. Apparently, the stock market's pretty much crashed. The stock market is crashing and continuing to crash. The Dow futures are down over 200 points. Let's see. I'm not sure where I put it, but I saw that Poland is now totally openly preparing for war with Russia. They're preparing to defend Poland against a Russian invasion, Poland and Europe. Because we have all this Western intelligence indicating that Russia is going to attack NATO directly. German intelligence chief himself, the German intelligence chief himself has warned that Russia is preparing to attack NATO at any moment. He said Russia is concealing its true intentions, but is in fact trying to test our borders. At best, there is currently a cold peace in Europe, which at any moment could turn into a heated confrontation anywhere. We must prepare for further escalation. Wow. I'm telling you, the stuff from the last like 5 days or so, from right before last weekend to now, has been off the charts. This news is totally off the charts. Let's see here. So we have NATO, especially Germany. We have Poland the most. Germany is about to prepare further for war with Russia. France has been doing that slowly. So we have NATO slowly starting to prepare for total war, total kinetic war with Russia. Absolutely off the charts. Huge news we have here today. I'll leave it right there for now. Keep on preparing. Practice, especially practice the skills, preparedness skills. Learn new things. Get physical assets. I always recommend, and this is your personal choice. I'm not a financial advisor. Gold, silver, land, ammunition, food, especially freeze-dried food and storable food. everything is ramping up to that direction. Total war, the East versus the West, is imminent, especially the invasion on Venezuela, which I almost left out. I nearly left it out. Some days ago, we had intelligence come out that Venezuela has a nuclear weapon in the country. Venezuela now has a Russian nuclear weapon within the country. So we have a new missile crisis here in the US, more domestically. Instead of a Cuban missile crisis, now we have a Venezuelan missile crisis on top of all of this other news. The imminent attack on NATO. We have a Venezuelan missile crisis, a nuclear weapon that is in Venezuela. All the more reason to go into Venezuela and take out that socialist cartel connected regime that Maduro has. I will be back soon with further updates as news like this is just coming out nearly nonstop. I had to come on here even this afternoon. I'll potentially be back on even later tonight or sometime tomorrow. Keep on preparing. Do all that you think you may need to do. It's really going to hit the fan soon. Love, light, and blessings to you all.